Hey, on a much lighter note, man. Just out of curiosity, I don't know if you got a chance to take a look at Guitar Hero. They're building a new game, and it's a little confusing to me. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be part of 4 or if it's going to be if it's something later on. I think it's listed saying that it's going to come out in the fall. Guitar Hero is adding, and it's a rhythm game where you're just playing the guitars, basically the lead guitar, and they added a bass guitar on the last version. But now they're going to actually add a couple more instruments, drums being one. I think they said that they're adding vocals as well, essentially to compete with Rock Band, which has been a huge phenomenon since its release, I think late last December. You and I actually both have Rock Band as well as a couple other friends of mine, and pretty good.
Well, it's whenever a new game comes up, I always get excited. Whether or not I buy it, I don't know, but I might run out and get it just to see. Part of me says don't need it. I have Rock Band, but again, that kid in me says, it's a new toy. I want to see what's different. I want to see what's better. And coming from Guitar Hero, you hear nothing but greatness, especially Guitar Hero 2 and 3.
The one thing though that I'm a little disappointed about, even with Rock Band, and to a certain extent with Guitar Hero, but more so with Rock Band because obviously I have that, is the track list as far as the downloadable content. And I know it's called Rock Band, but wouldn't it be kind of nice if they had some funk on there or something, or some R&B, like some I don't know, some Kool in the Gang, or some I don't know, man, like some Commodores or something.
They've got a couple songs that you can download that aren't quite mainstream rock songs, but I mean those selections are few and far between. I think you would agree with that. But I think you touched on something that's really important when you look at this Guitar Hero 4 or whatever they're going to call it. And I read a post that said that, and I kind of agreed that you might need to invest into like a small shed to keep all these drum kits and guitars and accessories that you're gonna have. And that might be the only thing that keeps me from getting it, is just because I'm looking at my drum set right now. It just takes up a lot of space, but fun. Yeah. You got to admit that when it's all said and done, this stuff is really fun.
Hey, I know we said we were going to talk about this last time, so we'll carry it on through. And now that we're into the playoffs, let's talk a little bit of basketball. We said we were going to get a little bit on the Kobe-LeBron debate. So, obviously at this point, Kobe won the MVP. His team's continuing on through the march to the finals. They're in their conference final. LeBron's team has been bumped out at this point. They were not able to continue. So what's your thoughts on Kobe v. LeBron?
You already know my stance on Kobe. I'm not a fan of Kobe. Don't think I ever will be a fan of Kobe. But this seems to be his year and potentially the year for the Lakers just to win it all. LeBron, he's just a tremendous talent. He's working with a different pool of players there on his team. So, he probably has to carry a lot more on his shoulders right now. But as you've seen throughout the playoffs, Kobe, at any given point or when it's necessary, has stepped up his game. So as much as I might not like him as a person or a player, you have to respect his game. Mm-hmm. The other day, we were talking on the phone a little bit, and you were complaining about how poorly the Lakers were doing against San Antonio, the game one. And he just kicked it up into the next gear. The Lakers in general did it, and I was really impressed. I was a little disappointed that San Antonio lost.
What?
Actually, I was a little pissed that San Antonio lost to blow such a huge lead. When you blow such a huge lead like that, you don't deserve to move on to the NBA championship.
I agree with you as far as like the whole the Kobe thing. I think this season more so than anything else, he's proven that he's MVP worthy. And especially with the run that he's had in the playoffs. The main thing that I noticed in watching those two players specifically, when Cleveland needed LeBron to really give them the points, because you're right, he doesn't have the supporting cast that Kobe has. It seems like he can't quite get the shots, and I'd probably also say that his outside game isn't as strong. He doesn't really have a solid game outside. In fact, I think the game where they got eliminated, he ended up taking a 3-pointer near the end of the game that was, it was close, but I think for the entire series, he was probably only shooting about 15% in threes anyway, whereas Kobe seems like at any given point when they need points or something for him to kick it up, whether it be get his teammates involved or actually jump in, he's been able to do it. So I definitely think that this year he's proven that. And I'm a big Lakers fan, but I wasn't necessarily a big Kobe fan.
I think it's Kobe's year. I mean, whatever you say, LeBron's time will come. It will come. And he's got many years ahead of him. And I guess really the only way that you can really compare them is when they're both finished. What have they accomplished at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Kobe's on fire. I'm not going to take that away from the guy.
But hey, while they were on the topic of San Antonio, funny thing, I was on the phone with a buddy of mine. I think during game 1 or something, and he mentioned, "What do you think about Robert Horry?" And I kind of had forgotten that Robert was still playing. It's a question to you, man. Do you think that Robert Horry should be in the Hall of Fame?
I never thought about that. That's an interesting question. Take me back though. I'm thinking he has rings with Houston, L.A., San Antonio.
He has he's got 2 with Houston where he played a major role. I think 3 with L.A. and then 2 with San Antonio.
When I watch Robert Horry right now, when he does get in the game in these NBA playoffs, I'm saddened. I know that came across. Well, I know it's sad to me because it's like, man, this guy who was once a pretty outstanding basketball player. I'm not saying he's not now, but he's been reduced to this role that maybe that's all he can do, and it's sad. I mean, when you look at Hall of Fame players, do Hall of Fame players get reduced to this?
I don't know, man. Hey, when Magic and when Magic and Michael came back after the second, third retirement, they looked pretty bad, man. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, were they playing like 2 minutes a game?
No, that's
what I'm saying. It's sad on so many levels for me. So there's a part of me that I'd say no, just because, man, you should have left. You should have left already. I mean,
I do agree. Yeah, I agree with you as far as that goes.